Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bandits Tarot. I hope that you are doing awesome tonight. Guys, we are going to be having some things to talk about tonight. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope that you have your drink. I hope that you have your smoke, your vice, your fix. Because you're going to need it. So, before I get started, I would like to announce that I do have memberships now. I just literally launched them, and I'm going to be telling you guys more about those and what they include and everything. And then also, we're going to be talking about Grindr and how Grindr is a cesspool for, predatorial behavior and human trafficking as well. Make sure that you give the video a thumbs up if you are tuning in, and also make sure that you are still subscribed because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people sometimes without them knowing. And hit the bell notification, that way you guys get notified each time that I go live on here. So guys, as I mentioned before, I did just launch my memberships. Hold on for 1 second, the dog's barking in the background. Sorry about that, guys. We got sidetracked playing darts. So, anyways, I'm going to be discussing my new memberships tonight on this channel, and I will be sharing what those include. I literally just launched them. They've been in the works. I'm going to create another cheaper tier right now. The only one is $4.99, but I do want to have a cheaper one. But yeah, let me just show you what that includes. Gonna screen share this real quick. Okay, so this is the posse, guys. Welcome and thank you for becoming a part of the posse. Over here, we discuss a little of everything and have fun in the process. Members have exclusive access to community posts, live streams, and videos. You'll also get to see behind the scene action. So that includes my social media, my other social media, such as TikTok, Instagram, and my Twitter as well. And then what else is included within that? So you guys get the celebrity readings and the latest gossip. Who, what, when, why, and how. Get exclusive access to the latest celebrity gossip and the rumors with a psychic twist. Come howl at the moon with me, or with us, during full moon live streams. These are members only panel discussions where basically we discuss a wide variety of topics that can be discussed. The audience runs the show basically. Along with that, you get Ask Bandit, get your questions answered in a tarot reading. Ask Bandit is where members can ask me questions and have them answered in a live interactive format. Member and channel shoutouts. Your comments will be the first to be seen, and your comment will be seen on live streams or pre-recorded videos. Also, members will receive shoutouts during all live streams. So I welcome everyone to become a part of this exciting community that I'm trying to form over here. Again, that is $4.99 per month. And the whole reason of me doing this is just because I know life can get stressful. So sometimes you just need to de-stress, fuck around, don't take things too seriously, and that's exactly what motivated me to do this. All of the stress that life brings. Sit back, relax, have a drink or smoke, and just have fun. Also, make sure that your bell notifications are turned on to receive the latest content when it is happening. So yeah, welcome to the posse. So I'm going to be going over that one more time just for you to view, or anyone that comes across this video really. And then we'll be hopping into other discussions. So once again, just in case StreamYard did not pick it up the first time whenever I said it and there were interruptions, welcome and thank you for becoming part of the posse. Over here, we discuss a little of everything and have fun in the process. Members have exclusive access to community posts, live streams, and videos. You'll also get to see behind the scenes actions. So that also includes my social media, Bandit's social media, that Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. That's what it is. So what else is included within that? Celebrity readings and the latest gossip. Who, what, when, why, and how. Get exclusive access to the latest celebrity gossip and rumors with a psychic twist. Come howl at the moon with us during full moon live streams. These are member-only panel discussions where a wide variety of topics can be discussed. The audience basically runs the show. Get your question answered and Ask Bandit. It's a tarot reading. Ask Bandit is where members can ask me questions and have them answered in a live interactive format. Member and channel shoutouts. Your comments will be the first to be seen. That includes both live streams, guys, and pre-recorded videos. They will be pinned. And whatever you say will be prioritized. I welcome you to become a part of this exciting community where you can take a break from all of the stress that daily life brings. Sit back, relax, have a drink or smoke ready, and just have fun. And also, guys, make sure that your bell notifications are turned on to receive the latest content when it is happening, especially with live streams. So, again, that's Bandit's Posse. That's $4.99 per month. I plan on launching a cheaper tier. I did say earlier today that I would be including the celebrity readings with the memberships. So yeah, those are now member only exclusives. We talk about every celebrity. We talk about The Weeknd. We talk about whoever you guys want to talk about. So, and you can get it all in one package for $4.99 per month. Not too bad. Hmm. So yeah, guys, I would greatly appreciate you becoming a member of my posse. It helps support me out as a creator and helps continue this channel to grow. Also, I just want to form a community where everyone can just come and have fun. This is a safe haven over here. You can talk about whatever you want to, as long as it's within, like, as long as it's not disrespecting anybody or within reason, basically. You're free to have a voice of your own, and you have every right to. And also, you can, if you can't become a member and if you choose to donate, my links are below. And of course, you can always just like the video and watch an ad or two and just share it for a free way to support the channel. Doesn't cost any money. So guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to what we came here to talk about. And that is Grindr. Sex trafficking activity does happen on Grindr. And before I hop into the subject, I have firsthand experience of these apps. I have used them before. I was on them for years, so I know exactly what goes on. Mainly because it has happened to me. And right now would be a good time to mention that we are going to be getting into subjects that may be sensitive for some people, so I'm going to be putting up this trigger warning. So this is a news article, and this just happened a few days ago. So this is coming from this one news station, whim.com, or however you say that, WNEM.com. So 22-year-old arrested, charged with child sex crimes. A 22-year-old Mount Pleasant man has been arrested and charged for accosting a minor in immoral purposes using a computer to commit a felony. On May 19th, officers from Mount Pleasant Police Department conducted a human trafficking investigation on South Washington Street. Investigators were told a suspect would be going to the residence police were surveilling. Police collected a Motorola E6 phone, Apple Watch, and iPhone 11 Pro Max from Cody Berner at the scene. Evidence of pictures and text messages between Berner and investigators were also collected on DVD, police said. The suspect said that he had two phones. One was for dating and the other one for hookup apps like Grindr. Okay. So this type of stuff does go on Grindr, and it has been going on Grindr for its eternity, most likely. I was on Grindr, I want to say back in 2013. That's the first time of me downloading the app. Now, and I was meeting people. I was actually meeting men off of these apps and going and having sex with them. So this type of stuff does go on Grindr, guys. When police investigated him, the suspects the suspect admitted to talking to and sending pictures to who he thought was a 15-year-old. During the interview, suspects revealed one conversation was about sucking each other off. Bunner, Bunner, I've been pronouncing his name wrong, also told police he did not intend to do anything but help the minor he was talking to. When detectives looked at his phone, Bunner said he sent pictures of his genitals multiple times during the conversation. Bunner was arraigned on May 20th. He is scheduled for a probably cause conference on June 2nd. So this just happened right here, May 23rd, 2022, 2 days ago. If you want to look at another case, or not case, but mainly an article that is recent that deliberately calls out Grindr and the shit that goes on these apps, not only Grindr, but all of these gay hookup apps. Gay has nothing to do with it. It can go on Tinder, Meet Me, WhatsApp. It doesn't matter. Guys, we discuss this full in detail on my other channel, Renegade Discussions, and I've actually talked a lot about Grindr and the stuff that goes on over there, so go check that out. But human traffickers are using online tools to make a connection with potential victims. Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. Human trafficking is fast becoming one of the growing crimes in the United States and in the world. It is driven by the ability to make a large amount of money with little risk. Traffickers often have practice with their craft numerous times and know which victim to choose with the least amount of risk of getting caught. Sheriff Kevin Mitchell was interviewed and presented information that he had from OBN, Human Trafficking Hotline, and National Child Safety Council. He said, "I would encourage every parent to be involved in your child's life and know who their friends are and what they are doing. If your child trusts you and they know that you have their best interest in mind, they will become more likely to tell you if something is happening, such as being groomed or human trafficked," Mitchell said. The legal definition of human trafficking is the exploitation of vulnerable people through force, fraud, or forced labor, domestic servitude, or commercial sex operations. This is not one profile of trafficking victim. They can be anybody. So it doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter if you're straight. It doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're white. It doesn't matter if you're Asian. It doesn't matter if you're Latino, Cuban, Haitian, Jamaican. It doesn't matter. It can happen to anybody. German, French, transgender, it doesn't matter. It can happen to anybody. There is also not one profile of predator. Traffickers can be family members, partners, acquaintances, or even strangers. Since this is often a crime that is hidden in plain sight, it is important to be aware of warning signs. Some indications that a person may be a victim of human trafficking include the following: appearing malnourished, showing signs of physical injury and abuse, seeming to adhere to scripted or rehearsed responses in social interactions, and not being allowed to go in public alone or speak for themselves. And then it goes on to talk about how human trafficking in particular is on apps such as these, all of these. The National Human Trafficking Hotline has recorded reoccurrence in all types of sex and labor trafficking on social media platforms, including but not limited to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Kick, Meet Me, WhatsApp, Backpage, I never heard of that, Craigslist, dating sites, apps like Tinder, Grindr, and Plenty of Fish. Traffickers may build an intimate relationship with their victims through social media. This is exactly how the grooming process gets started, especially if you are a young person on Grindr. Now, I'm going to be sharing my firsthand experience from this because, like I said, I do have it. I was on these apps for years. Some, not all of them, but some of them. And in particular, Grindr. I'm going to be focused on Grindr. So, I first started using Grindr personally, and I knew other guys that I grew up with, other gay guys, that were using Grindr, and we were only, I want to say, 17 years old. So, I started young. I started before I was 18 years old, and I got on these apps, and I was meeting these guys just randomly. I didn't know who the hell they were. I didn't know anything about them. All I knew is what I was learning through the app about them. So I would meet up with them, and it first started out with me getting too comfortable until I've had multiple different experiences actually. But God, what is, I'm trying to think of one that really stands out in my mind towards the beginning. So I guess I'll just tell you this, guys. I'm not going to be doxing anybody on this platform. I'm not going to tell anything about this person because what's said is done and authorities already know about this. But whenever I was 17 years old, I met this dude off Grindr, and at the time he worked for a local church or something, and he was also part of a Christian band. Now this man, mind you, I was 17 years old and he was 37 years old. Okay. Yeah. So I knew what I was doing, and he definitely knew what he was doing. So he thought that it would be a good idea to meet, and I took part in it. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm an angel. I'm not claiming to be an angel. I'm damn near not perfect. I knew what I was getting myself into. Needless to say, he didn't do anything to me because it was all consensual, but that just goes to show you really never know about people. They could be in your church, they could play at your local band. My ex-boyfriend, and this happened whenever I was 19 years old, so I was legal. I met him off Grindr. He was an abuser. He groomed. I did not know anything about grooming at the time. I didn't know what it was. I don't think people talked about it even. I think it's just something recently that's just a new terminology, but it's always went on. We met off these apps. He formed a bond of trust with me. And not all of this happens all of a sudden. It's a long process because the main intent of these abusers and these predators is to form a relationship with you. Okay, they want to know everything they can about you. They want to break down those boundaries. That way they can invade, come in, and take over. Once they feel that you're getting comfortable with them, they go in for the kill. It turned out that my ex was an ex-felon. He was a jailbird. He was in and out of prison multiple different times. And at the time, I believe he was 35 years old. Or 35, yeah. So he was already familiar with the criminal system. It's not until after I left him for the final time. Again, trigger warning, guys. If you're not seeing it at the bottom of the screen, we're talking about sensitive things tonight. So if that bothers you, you may want to pass this one.
I'm sorry. I'll be done going in and out really shortly.
So this person was already familiar with the court system. He was on parole. And he's done this to multiple different people before. I was not the first one. So he's another example of things that go on these apps. And I met him off of that app. I went back to him for the second time because it usually, statistics have shown that victims do go back to their abusers as much up to, I think, 13 different times, at least 13 times before leaving permanently. It took me just one time. But the entirety of this relationship was a good 6 years. So those were the longest 6 years of my life. And I lived in fear, really. So I was to the point where I was trying to keep him out of prison. Because again, like what I said, he was going in and out of jail. That's why whenever people want to talk about Jody Sue, and I mentioned this before, how she's defending her ex-husband, people have made good points. That's what abusers do. It's no wonder why she doesn't want police to look at her ex-husband, because she probably still has a toxic connection to him. And I have to go plug in my computer. I will be right back. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that goes on these apps. These are the kind of people that you meet. And I have another story. So yeah, I have another story for you. And this one, it doesn't involve Grindr, but it involves another app that goes by the name of Adam for Adam. Some people's going to know what I'm talking about. It's an older one. So I remember this one incident, and again, this happened when I was, I think, 19 years old. This was after I left my ex, and I met this so-called director for what he claimed to be was a underwear modeling agency. Now, let me just stop right there, because that's, like we just read in the article, okay? That's where they manipulate you with money. They offer you money or some type of deal, some type of contract. You're going to become this movie star or this underwear model or this, you know, short term actor, anything along those lines. So in this instance, it was an underwear model for Joe Boxer in particular. This man claimed to be a recruiter, and he was inviting me to an interview, which I did go to the interview. Again, not the smartest at the time. I didn't know what was going on, but I took it on myself to go to this interview with this so-called talent recruiter. When I went to the interview, I went to the apartment. If you guys want to hear more about the story, because I'm not going to get into details, I've already told it. Again, go over to Renegade Discussions. I went fully into detail with this story that I'm talking about right now. But long story short, he presented me with this long ass contract. Excuse me. And he said, take it home, tell me what you think. And then he invited me back to a second interview. And I remember asking him, because I like to ask questions. Even at the time, I like to ask questions. I asked him, so when am I gonna have a chance to meet the other models or the other people that were being recruited? He said, you'll get to see them on the next interview, because what's gonna happen, and he told me, and listen to this carefully, guys. He told me that we were going to drive from Kentucky to Nashville, Tennessee. From Nashville, Tennessee, we would be booking 3 different planes. So each one of us would be on a different plane, leaving the airport. Then we'll be flying down to Atlanta, catching separate planes, and then meeting back up in Miami, Florida. What does that sound like to you? First of all, why is there a need to put us on different planes? It's human trafficking, guys. It goes on. Furthermore, because I knew as soon as he told me that shit, I was like, you know what? Yeah, flight or fight. I'll play right along with it. I'm going to get the hell out of here while I still have the chance. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't go back. Didn't go back at all. But it's almost like these predators, they seek out people that have been abused. They seek out survivors. And I'm not using the word victims. I don't like that word, actually, because in my opinion, it re-victimizes the survivor. So it's shocking. And who knew, after I know what I know now, years later, that it can go on anywhere. This was in a small or medium city in Western Kentucky, in the middle of nowhere. Perfect location. We see a lot of trafficking that goes on in the state of Tennessee. That's a huge problem. Grindr is an app. For the ones of you that don't know what I'm referring to or never heard of Grindr, for whatever, if you've been living underneath a rock and if you don't know what Grindr is, it's basically an app where men go to meet other men. It's a sex app. It's a hookup app. The original purpose was for that. And although that stuff does go on there, other things do too. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. You can download the app if you want to, but just be aware this is the type of shit that goes on these apps. And I don't think it's just recently being talked about. especially apps like Grindr. I think people were talking about Tinder and WhatsApp, and especially Facebook and Instagram, because all of those are mainstream. But whenever you're getting into Grindr, you're getting into subcultures such as LGBT. There's also Growler, which is also LGBT, which also has human trafficking that goes on. It doesn't matter which app you're on, really. It's all the same. Okay, so I have another article here. Unseen, Part 3, Popular Dating Apps. Grindr possesses an exploitation risk to minors. This is from GBH. And just because I don't want to get struck and I'm not taking any risks, this is being used under the Copyright Act of Section 107. 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research, and also how not to be a piece of shit. This goes into a story of a 14-year-old. When he was first started using a gay app called Grindr to find adult men to pay him for sex. He needed to help his troubled single mother pay the bills, he said. He had no trouble finding men to purchase him on popular location-based mobile apps. Now 25 and years away from sex trade, is warning other minors to stay away from Grindr, one of the most popular apps in the country of gay in the country of gay and bisexual men. So not only do they target a specific age, anyone under 25, really, teenage years to 25 years old. Once you get past 25 years old, you're kind of useless. That's basically what he's saying here. Things can be bad. Things that can be bad can happen to you. I don't know why it was taking me that long to read that. He phrased that weird. Possibilities of death, missing, or being locked in a room where you can be taken advantage of as a sexual object. It's an at your own risk place. Definitely right. It is definitely at your own risk. Use it at your own risk, guys. Again, I'm not here to tell you whether or not you should use Grindr. You are a grown-ass person. We are all adults on here. Do what you want, but be aware, especially, and I'm talking to the ones of you that are 18 and young, my younger gays, y'all that are 18 and around my age need to be careful. Exactly, most definitely.
The word alone is like the skull and crossbones.
You should see the old logo for it. Like, it's crazy. the company tool, the company.
Obviously, it's not a dating site. It's I just want to get fucked.
Well,
Right?
that's what it's meant for, yeah. But people they use it for human trafficking and child
Well, that's what I'm
trafficking, and
saying. It's just I want
because
to
you have
get fucked.
minors that get
Like,
on these apps, and you know what the problem is. You know what the problem is. Grinder does not make you do an age verification. It's not like they make you take a picture of your license and you have to wait for this ain't Uber, bitch. This ain't Uber. This is Grinder. They don't care. Actually, I think that Grinder is ran by the same agencies that run TikTok in China. So by the Chinese, the Communist Party in China.
well, we all know China's little freaky
Exactly.
We're calling freaky
Well, hopefully not like that. The company touts its mobile platform on the world's largest social networking app for gay, bi, trans, and queer people, and says its users have to be 18 years of older. So they tell you have to be 18 years or older. That's when they're covering their ass. But the app is teeming with underage gay, bisexual, and questioning boys, according to researchers, child exploitations specialists, and users like this young man who say they can easily lie about their age and gain access to the service. I know I lied about my age whenever I was on Grindr. I had to because you have to be 18 or older to sign up, so I lied about my age. Many LGBTQ teens are seeking connections in a world that provide new safe spaces. Researchers say this is definitely no safe haven. They are looking to find sex buyers to survive, but an investigation by the GBH News Center for Investigative Reporting finds that too often the adult men they meet are dangerous, and the encounters can lead to sexual exploitation, assault, and trafficking. It creates an easy place for sexual predators to look for these kids, said Jack Turbin, a fellow in child and adolescent psychiatric at Stanford University School of Medicine. Grindr is also at fault for knowing that this is happening and not doing anything about it. So they know what's going on. They're aware of it, they just don't care. And they're currently under investigation by the FBI exactly for what we're talking about tonight. Since 2015, more than 100 men across the United States, including police officers, priests, teachers, have faced charges related to sexually assaulting minors or attempting sexual activity with youth as they met on Grindr, according to GBH News search of public records. Among them, a Lawrence police officer is currently facing charges in Essex County Superior Court for alleged raping a 13-year-old he met on the app in 2018. The officer pled not guilty, and the next hearing is scheduled for August 2022. He declined to comment for this story. In 2019, a former Newbury Port City Council president was sentenced to 2.5 years in state prison after pleading guilty to raping a 15-year-old he met on Grindr. And in 2017, a Colorado man was sentenced to 50 years in prison for luring underage boys he met on Grindr into sexual servitude. Open up your eyes. Wake up call. And even like I'm talking to the people that are on these apps. This stuff goes on. Y'all know that, right? I'm talking to my LGBT men specifically. gay men and bi men and questioning men, or really any kind of man on the app. The app has also become a rich hunting ground for law enforcement and self described activists, modeling after the former NBC program. So, yeah, police officers, they know too what exactly goes on these apps. Guys, let me tell you a story. I think I've read enough on this. Again, this is from GBH, and this is the article. I think it's a podcast too. So go check that out. It's a 6-minute interview. Unseen Grinder. This website did an awesome job. Again, they're not paying me to say anything. This is on Google, and that's the first thing I clicked. So you can too. It's out there if you need it. But let me tell you guys about this individual in particular, another individual that I met off one of these apps. Okay, let me put up my trigger warning. So, this person I met off Grindr, and mind you, I was of age at the time. We had a friends with benefits thing going on, right? Okay. And it went on for a good 2 years. I mean, it was nothing serious. We were just fucking on occasion. I can't remember. This just disgusts me even fucking talking about it. So this guy, one day, I saw on the local news his face picture, his mugshot pop up. Basically, he just met a police officer off Grindr in a neighboring town that we were in at the time. And basically, this police officer was impersonating a 15-year-old minor. And he was talking on the app. And this guy, was sending him dick pictures. He was sending him all kinds of nudes, and perfectly willing to participate. So you can guess what happened next. He's still in prison. That disgusts me. It really does. Sorry, I'm just getting fiery and passionate about it because I'm like, I was involved with him, man. Like, that's fucking gross. It just goes to show these. And on top of that, this guy was a volunteer firefighter. He was a volunteer firefighter. And he also claimed to be a big Christian, not bashing my Christians. Listen, for anybody that's not familiar with me, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, or if I have, it's just been a few times, but I actually grew up Southern Baptist. Okay, so I'm not bashing Christianity, but this man sets an example for Christians. He was not a Christian. He was claiming to be a God-fearing man. Hypocrite. The nice ones, I'm telling you, those are the ones you have to watch out for. The ones that pretend to be all good and stuff. And nothing to do with anything, but I just want to throw it out there just for shits and giggles. He was an Aries. Piece of shit. I hope he fucking rots in prison. He's not getting out for a long time either. After they booked him with that shit, that happened I found out that was 4 years ago. I found that out. Guys, you have to be careful on these apps. Again, I sound like a broken record. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't care if you use them. I will say this. I was about to say I don't care if you use them or not, but if you use them, just be careful. Be careful of who you meet. In particular, my gay youth, especially if you're under the age of 25. And if you're on these apps, yes, you are legal, but you're probably not familiar with the shit that goes on. There are dangerous people. Legit. So, I am going to sound like a broken record about this, guys, because why not? Let's lighten up the mood. So, for the ones of you that are not aware, I just launched my new memberships on my channel, and that's Bandits Posse. It's $4.99 per month. It's a great way to support the channel. I actually do plan on making a cheaper tier. I just have to get it approved by YouTube, and that's in the process as well. But I just launched this one, and in that it includes, I'm going to be reading this again, and I may just screen share it too. Why not? So again, this is Bandits Posse. This is my new memberships. Welcome and thank you for becoming a member of the Posse, becoming part of the Posse. Over here, we discuss a little of everything and have fun in the process. Members have exclusive access to community posts, live streams, and videos. You'll also get to see behind the scenes action. So that includes my Twitter, my Instagram, and also my TikTok as well. What else is included? Well, you guys get celebrity readings, get exclusive access to the latest celebrity gossip with a little bit of a psychic twist. And then come howl at the moon with us for full moon live streams. These are where members open panel discussions where a wide variety of topics can be discussed. Basically, the audience runs the show. Get your questions answered in a tarot reading. This is Ask Bandit. It's where members can ask me questions and have them answered in a live and an interactive format. Member and channel shoutouts. Your comments will be the first to be seen, and this includes on live streams and both uploads, like pre-recorded uploads. Your comment will be the first to be seen on live stream and pre-recorded videos. Also, members will receive shoutouts during all live streams. So I welcome anybody to become a member of this exciting community where you can take a break from all of the stress that life brings. Sit back, relax. If you drink, if you smoke, that's cool too. If you just want to have a glass of water and just listen to me talk about whatever, that's fine as well. We just are here to have fun. And also make sure that your bell notifications are turned on to receive the latest content when it is happening on live streams. Another thing that I want to discuss. So guys, I have been in contact with a person that is related to the Harmony Montgomery case, and we have been talking. She's going to be coming up on panel Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. This lady is an advocate for finding Harmony Montgomery, but she's not associated with the family, nor does she do business with them. She's not any of that. She's just simply trying to find Harmony Montgomery. So she sent me an email in regards to, the video that I did on Crystal Story and her sister doing the interview with the press, saying that Harmony was seen in New Hampshire at a dollar store. And she told the clerk that her name was Harmony and they're calling her Ansley. And Adam came back in and went off on the clerk and drove off. But yeah, that video in particular, I said in particular, Crystal, I hope to God you're telling the truth, because if you're not, it's going to be a cold day in hell. Well, she actually emailed me, and long story short, this is a legitimate tip. However, plot twist, the police already know about it. They've known ever since February. So she emailed me to tell me that. She also told me in particular where she got the tip from. Oh wait, I didn't edit the photo. Her name is still in that. She asked me not to mention her name, but she gave me permission to show the email. So I didn't actually save the image, but let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Anyway, she will be coming up on panel Friday, hopefully at 8 p.m. So look forward to that. But yeah, any information on Harmony Montgomery should be forwarded to the New Manchester, New Hampshire Police Department at 603-203-6060. And this line can be texted or called. It's monitored. So let me pull up this email real quick. Okay, my name is blank blank, and I run a community organization on Facebook called United to Find Harmony Montgomery. I also run her website, harmonymontgomery.com. I can confirm for you a woman did show up at the Easter egg hunt hosted by the family for which I was in attendance. For reasons I cannot go into, this woman being brought over to me to relay a tip, and it was suspicious and staged, or at least appeared to be to me. She did state that Brittany Story, now guys, Brittany Story is the lady that we saw in the interview. Her and Crystal are actually twins. She did state that Brittany Story shared in the news clip. The police are fully aware of the tip. It is not a new tip, but instead a variation of a tip that was forwarded to police sometime in February. I only write to tell you to confirm this woman did share that story with Crystal Story, who obviously shared it with her sister. However, it is not a new story. Organize uh, originated from someone else with slightly different details. Full disclosure, I do not work for or with the family. Thank you. And it tells her name, and find harmonymontgomery.com. So yeah, I basically invited her on this panel, and she was suspicious at first because she's been following the Summer Wells case and, the shit show, but she's on guard, and I absolutely promised her that Crystal Story is not going to be bashed by chat, by anybody that comes up on this panel. She's simply here to state the facts. We're going to keep to what she knows, and I thought that it would be interesting to share what she knows, because she told me a lot of things over the phone. We had a long conversation, like a 25-minute conversation, and she told me so many things. Basically, the police, there's a lot more to this case, and there's a lot more that they're investigating on Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery. For the ones of you that have not been following this case, recently got released on an unsecured bail bond, or some type of bond. I don't know if she is cooperating, but yeah. Anyways, this lady is going to come up on panels, so be sure that you are here Friday night. Again, that's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so adjust the time zones as needed. I also received a comment under one of my videos, and I was not, the only reason why I'm talking about it right now, excuse me, hold on for 1 second. So the only reason why I'm talking about it right now is because it's later to it's debunked, but I received a comment underneath my video about Adam Montgomery's girlfriend, and I did a psychic reading because I thought that was sketchy. Like, she was found dead, and this was the same lady, a different girlfriend, Adam's new girlfriend, that was living with him at the time in a car while they were arrested. So that was strange. But this comment, let me get to it. I have the screenshot here on my phone. I haven't sent it to my computer, but hold on. So it said that Harmony is in Bedford, New Hampshire, in the landfill next to the Merrimack River. Now, notice how this person didn't say allegedly. They didn't say in my opinion or I believe. This was actually a tip that a psychic um, gave police, if I'm not for certain. And this person, it's going on like like a month ago, a month and a half. Whenever I posted that video, it's under the Adam Montgomery video. It's no longer there. And I swear to God, I have the screenshot right here. I'm gonna post it in another live stream. But yeah, I took it down, and that was sent to New Hampshire police because as soon as I read that comment, I was like, okay, so either this person, this Susan person, is involved or she knows something. I'm like, how else could you? Because if you know that information and if it's that specific, take it to the damn police. Don't spread it here on YouTube. But it was later debunked because I asked this lady about it, and she said that landfill's already been searched, it's been cleared. But yeah, apparently this was from another psychic. I'm like, as a psychic here on YouTube, you should know that you need to say allegedly, in my allegedly, at least, just to cover your ass. You can't be spreading false information like that. And I think that one lead actually that this family had got from somebody else, Crystal Story, has been attending all of the searches leading to Harmony's disappearance. She's been attending every one of the searches. She's been cooperating with police, and she's been cleared. So she remains innocent. And I think that she is innocent. I don't think that she was directly involved in Harmony's disappearance. I'm mainly pointing fingers at Adam and Kayla. And I don't even think Kayla's involved directly, at least. She may know something. She's complicit as fuck, in my opinion, but she knows something. She's just not telling it. And if she has told it, I hope to God she's already told it to the police. And they could just be releasing her to see if she talks or to see what she says. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you been following this case? What's your opinion on Crystal's story? Because I know that she's came out. She's the one that initially launched this to social media. So kind of like Dawn and Candace, she put herself out there on the buffet line, and people are not happy with her that she waited this long to report it. And then the governor's report came out and kind of called her out, saying, you didn't do as much as you could have. So, and we covered that too. There was another video that I did on that. But I don't think Crystal is directly involved in Harmony's disappearance, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Another case that I have been covering here on my channel, and this is one that I recently have been doing research on, and this is a young dad that is missing from Gary, Nebraska. He has ties to Wyoming. His name is Chance Englebert, and the number's at the bottom of the screen. The story behind Chance Englebert, for the ones of you that are not aware of this case. Just a short version. Again, I've talked about this in other live streams, so you can go back and we talk more into detail with that. But Chance went missing after an altercation that he had with his in-laws at a golf course in Gary, Nebraska. He called his wife Bailey to come and get him from this golf course. As soon as she pulled up, he said, "Get the fuck back in the car, we're leaving." So whatever was said pissed him off so much that Chance had to leave. Mind you guys, before I go any further into this case, before I go further into discussing this, I would like to throw out and mention that it only has one narration. It only has one narrator, and that's not me, that's his wife, Bailey. All of this is coming from Bailey, because apparently she's the last person to see Chance. So, according to what Bailey is saying, they drove back to her grandparents' house, which is on O Street in Gary, Nebraska. It's on the corner. They had their son Banks with them, baby Banks, which was only 4 months old at the time. Bailey took Banks back inside to the grandparents. Chance hopped out of the car and started walking. By the time that Bailey came out, he was gone. He just vanished into thin air. I'm not going to make light of this, but yeah, that's what she's claiming. And my question is, how long were you in the house if you were just running him back inside? And how far could he have gotten if he just started walking away? So Bailey is also claiming that she searched for Chance around town. She drove around, but there was a storm in the area that was brewing. I think it's good to note that Chance lived in Wyoming. They were actually visiting Gary, Nebraska for Bailey's family. But let me just pull up this website real quick because I want to get I just want to get my facts straight. So this is justvanish.com. This goes into detail with Chance Englebert. Okay. So he actually was heading back to Moorcraft, Wyoming. If you look on the map, it's kind of a border town. He needed a ride. Again, whatever was said in that altercation at the golf course pissed him off to the point where he was not even wanting anything to do with Bailey's family. He was out of there. He wanted to go back home to Wyoming. So he started to make phone calls, and his location was tracked up until 9 p.m. He only got roughly around 3 miles away from initially where he started walking. So he didn't get that far. Now, going back to the storm that was rolling into town that evening in Gary, Nebraska. That storm was only 45 minutes, but the nearby river rose a good 8 inches. It's going to play into factor with what I'm about to say with the police and their theories about what happened with Chance. It seemed like once this storm rolled through, it blew everything away. He was gone. His location was gone. Chance was caught on video surveillance at a store, some video CVT footage. And on the video, you can actually see him walking in one direction. All of a sudden, he looks down at his phone, and then he makes a sharp 90-degree turn to the left. And it also appears, while I'm looking at the video, you guys can go look at it for yourself. I'm going to try to figure out a way where I can get the video. I've been asking another YouTuber, but I don't think that they want me to because they haven't responded back to my request. But anyways, in this video, it actually shows Chance making a sharp 90-degree turn to the left, and he started walking towards the other direction. It also appeared to me that there was someone behind him, or someone in that same direction that he looked at before he started to make that turn. So that's very suspicious. Another suspicious thing would be, and I'm about to pull it up here, these messages. Again, his location was tracked up until roughly 9 p.m. This text was sent on July 6th of 2021. Not 2021, 2019. Sorry. July 6th of 2019. This is when Chance Englebert went missing. So on July 6th of 2019 at 8 p.m., his aunt was trying to contact him because she was reached out through his mother. His mother and him weren't talking at the time. And they were trying to come get him. Hey, I just tried calling you. Have a question. Would you call me back? This was what was sent. And it says, I'm, and then it shows, it's kind of blurry, but it shows a little emoji with, and that's kind of the emoji where the straight mouth, like FML. And then a bunch of random letters here. Now, to me, this appears to be, I don't know, I see really, and I also kind of see where someone would spell severe, but otherwise it's not, it's illegible. One theory is that these text messages, this was a typo right here, okay? And they say that, allegedly, again, this is just theorized, that because of the storm, and you guys know how you have water on your screen, this was a typo, and the phone sent it by mistake. But Chance's family and friends are arguing this is not him. Someone else sent these messages because Chance doesn't use emojis. And it appears to me, what I'm viewing, the first message was, I'm that, and severe. Really, that. It looks like someone was trying to type it out. Another theory is that Chance suffered a head injury and succumbed to the elements, or he suffered hypothermia. This was the last message that was sent from him. So again, he was last seen July 6th of 2019, 4th of July weekend. This is his mother, Dawn. She's been doing interviews with people. I believe this young lady right here is his wife, Bailey. And that's Chance. So what's so odd about this case is 2 days after Chance went missing, Bailey went to the police station to file for his death certificate. Now, mind you, they had a 4-year-old son together, so if she gets a death certificate, she would be receiving benefits from Chance's life insurance or whatever benefits from a widowed person. She has a kid to take care of. So playing devil's advocate, there's nothing wrong with that. That makes sense. What's so sketchy about it is, why would you do it 2 days into the investigation? You're already thinking that he's dead, or she just went to the police station, said file for a death certificate. Why that early? Why do you think that your husband is dead only 2 days after he went missing? Phone records show that Bailey did not have any contact after Chance started walking off. After she stopped looking for him that night, she thought that he just took a walk to calm down or blow off some steam, because he's been known to do that, but he never returned. And Bailey never made an effort to contact him. He was in a different state. Until 48 hours later. There's also speculated to be a phone that was found on the porch of Chance's best friend and roommate, Miller, after Chance went missing. And another friend that knew Chance came over to see if he was turned up, that got wind of the situation. And they noticed the phone. So they reached out to Miller Chance's best man, and they told him about it. Miller told him to leave it alone, don't touch it. He's turning it into police. So that's exactly what he did. As far as a friend is concerned, Miller called Bailey, right? And told Bailey what he found and told her that he's going to be turning it into the police. Bailey took it on herself to call the neighbor or someone that she knew and had them turn it into the police. And whenever the police got this phone, according to what Chance's mother Dawn is saying, the phone does not resemble Chance's phone. It doesn't look like Chance's phone. And the police are saying it doesn't have anything to do with the investigation. It's a phone that is allegedly from the town drunk because he liked to listen to music and leave his phone somewhere. Okay. Kind of red flag number 2. So, okay, let's keep track, guys. You want to report your husband missing or dead, deceased, 2 days after he went missing. You found a phone that was a potential piece of evidence. Although it's not Chance's phone, whose phone was it and why did it end up there out of nowhere? You took it on yourself to interfere with it, and I don't know. On top of this, guys, if that's not enough for you, remember Banks, their little 4-month-old boy at the time of Chance going missing? Bailey is denying that Dawn, Chance's mother, see Banks. They're not talking. According to what Dawn has said, Bailey has cut off all communication with her. And people are speculating that she's not cooperating with the police, but according to what Bailey and her family have said, they are cooperating and people just don't like the answers that they are giving them. Bailey has came out and done one interview with the podcast Vanished, and that was the only interview that she did because her family, and we're about to get into another red flag here, her family started to receive death threats. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go grab a drink. So, as I was talking about, Bailey's family, they've lawyered up. They're not talking to anybody. They're not doing any interviews. And it's not even wrong for them lawyering up. That's smart. But so people started to send them death threats, right? My mind goes to, and we're talking about people, whenever I say people, I'm talking about people in their real life that know them personally. They started sending them death threats, Bailey's family, and people that were associated with Bailey. This happened after Chance went missing. So why? 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 Because if they don't think that you're guilty, if they don't think that you have anything to do with this, and it's not like these people are on the internet. It's not like some of these psychopaths here on YouTube, they wouldn't have a reason to, let alone just send you death threats or even think that you're a suspect. Like, if they don't think you're involved, they would probably be supporting you, right? In finding Chance. Again, just my opinion, but I find it strange. Why would people be sending Bailey's family death threats, especially after Chance disappeared? Bailey and Chance had an off and on again relationship. By off and on, it had ups and downs, highs and lows. They were married. They were a young couple. Back in 2017, they met. A year later, they got married. And a year, soon after, they had a baby. So Chance was a new father. He had a young family ahead of him. He had his entire life ahead of him. And he still potentially does, if he is found. I don't want to talk about him in past tense, like Bailey, but yeah. One theory is stating that Chance ran off because him and Bailey did not have the best relationship to start a new life with someone, or start a new life entirely. And that makes sense if you're only talking about Bailey, but why would he leave his 4-month-old son behind? If that's the case, you would think that he would at least make an effort to reach out and get in contact with his son. So I don't think I don't think this is the case either. I don't think that's what happened. At first, I was speculating. I was theorizing that. I'm like, well, maybe he just, because he's a man. If he wants to go and start a new life, he can. He doesn't have to tell anybody. But whenever I begin to think about it more, why would he leave his little boy behind? I can understand about Bailey, but why him? So, guys, again, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Chance Englebert or his perpetrators, you can call the number at the bottom of the screen. There is a $17,000 reward for anybody that has information relating to him. And of course, this would be a good opportunity to remind anybody out there, if you think that a case is not getting enough attention, it needs to be talked about, you can always email me at serifficpathways@yahoo.com, or anything you want to talk about on this panel for me to talk about, or you to talk about, if you feel comfortable getting up on panel, because I know that some people, it's not their forte and they get freaked out and they get nervous, and that's fine. But if you just want me to discuss it, you can always email me. But yeah, very strange case. Very strange case. And it's fairly new too. This happened back in 2019. And it's sad because Chance and his mother, prior to this happening, and Chance changing jobs because he got fired from his, I forgot to mention this part of the story. So before them going to Gary, Nebraska, Chance lost his mining job, along with a lot of other people that this company laid off, not only in Wyoming, but in other states as well. So they lost their job along with him and his best man and roommate Miller. And they were going to get a new job, which they did. They both got the same job and were scheduled to start on July 8th of 2019. So after 4th of July weekend, because of this, and mainly this is where Bailey comes into factor too. Bailey goes to Chance's mom to complain about things that he's doing, his job, and especially the people that she's suspecting him of talking to. She was always suspecting Chance of cheating, and she would confide to Dawn about this all the time. And this led to Dawn and Chance talking about it, and they eventually had an argument. And during this argument that they had, around the same time that he went missing, they agreed not to talk. Actually, the night that Chance started making phone calls to get back to Wyoming, he called his best man Miller, and Miller could not come get him because he had been drinking and couldn't get out on the road. But he was going to call Dawn, his mother, to see if he could go with her and pick Chance up. And Dawn told him, or told her, or Dawn told him, sorry. Dawn told him that the argument that they had, they agreed not to speak for a week. Chance asked his mother to give him a week to get his family straight. And she respected his wishes, so that's why she reached out to other family members, such as his aunt, anyone that she can get in contact with. If anything, just send money for him to get a motel room to stay for the night. She wasn't going to ask any questions. She didn't want to know what was going on. She just wanted to be sure Chance was okay. It makes you think, whenever you're arguing with your family or people that you love or care about, that could be the last argument that you guys have. The last thing that you ever hear from that person. So be sure that you remind your loved ones you care about them, how much you care about them, because who knows, you may never not get a chance to say that. And it's fucked up that Bailey denies Dawn to see her grandson. That's just monstrous, in my opinion. You would think that after this happening, it would bring the family closer together, but instead it divided them further apart. It definitely does not portray her in a good light at all. But again, guys, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. In this case, I'm just speculating. I'm just trying to bring awareness for one, and get it talked about more. But for two, I'm forming my own theories of what I think could have happened or who could have been involved. But regardless, it is all speculation. That does not mean it's true. Again, what do you think of this case if you've been following it? Because I've researched it here on YouTube. A few creators have made videos on him, but I haven't seen anything recently. So again, if you've been following this case, and if you came across this live stream or the replay, sound off in the comments below. Tell me what you think. So we're going to go back to the topic of kind of my memberships per se. And I'm not going to be going through it again. I will probably do that later, but I mainly want to touch on the fact that celebrity readings from now on, from this day forth, And all the ones that I've created are members only exclusive. That includes all the readings that I've done on the weekend, Simi Kadar, Selena Gomez. I begin to monetize them tonight, and I will, over time, they will eventually become members only exclusive. The reason why I am doing this, and I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but hey, I'm trying to weed out certain individuals on my channel, okay? To make room for the new people that's coming on. The reason why I'm doing this is because those videos have got a lot of views, some of which were posted back in 2017. People constantly ask me to read on celebrities, which I don't mind doing at all. I think it's kind of funny, but it's not something that I want to do all the time. I have other interests, and I'm more than just a trivial channel. This is not a trivial channel by any means. And yes, I am a psychic, but I'm not one of those psychics you see here on YouTube that constantly, the only thing that they talk about is celebrities. And the only thing that they read on is celebrities. I started out like, I didn't even base my channel off of doing that. That's something that came later on. I strictly started making YouTube videos for zodiac signs. And I received requests to do celebrity readings. And I did more of them over time because people liked them. Um, my problem is, this is where my frustration stems from. I have people, a certain group of audience, that they constantly request me to read on these celebrities. However, they don't do anything in return. And I'm talking as little as like the damn video. They don't like it, they don't dislike it, they don't share it. Hell, they're not even subscribed. And I know this because YouTube tells me. I don't know if they know it or not, but YouTube tells me. As much as they constantly ask me to do these celebrity readings, they don't give me back anything in return. And I understand it's not even about money. It's not even about money. Okay. I really don't even care about the money part. It's about just mainly showing your support, at least being subscribed, especially if you followed me over the years. Over doing celebrity readings and you still haven't subscribed to my channel? Really, bitch? Okay. So now all of those videos, to view them, they are in the membership package. Guys, we will be, sorry about that, we will be covering different celebrities, whoever, the members choose for me to read on. I'll also include other celebrities that I want to read on, hot topics, gossip with a psychic twist. Again, all things that I discuss in tarot is alleged and not facts, especially when it relates to true crime, but that also relates to celebrity readings as well. So those are included within the member package. Along with that, you guys get full moon readings. You can come howl at the moon with us. And I let the audience take over the panel, bitch. It's whatever you guys want to talk about. And whoever feels comfortable getting up on panel, you can come and discuss whatever you want to. Don't be acting crazy and disrespectful, but it's pretty much an open chat. Along with that, y'all also get Ask Bandit. These are interactive live streams, members only, exclusive live streams, where you can ask me questions and get a tarot reading right then and there. Interactive readings. This also includes member shout outs. I will give your channel a shout out, and your comment will be pinned on pre-recorded videos and live streams as well. So I invite you to become an exciting part of this community. I think that it will be awesome and fun. That is $4.99 per month. And again, you get all the access to celebrity readings, all the celebrity readings that you could ever dream of. But yeah, guys, those videos have been monetized, and not only have they been monetized, but they're members exclusive. I'm tired of people. I've had individuals, a certain group of audience, that literally come on live streams in the middle of me discussing other topics, such as missing people, and I scroll across the comments on the screen, and it's asking me to read on fucking Simi Kadar or whoever the fuck. Bitch, who are you? You are rude. You are rude as fuck. Get the hell off my panel. See, that's when people started to do that. I'm like, okay, so you want to be rude? Let me show you what rude is. You had those videos free for 3 years. Now, if you want them, and if you want them in the future, you're going to have to pay. I think that's fair enough, especially for the people that keep on coming back and asking me to do celebrity readings and don't do anything to contribute. As little as like the video or dislike the video. They don't do anything. But yet and still they have the nerve to be asking me to do celebrity readings. Like that's the only thing that they want to see from me. And then I have people that are actually subscribed, and they're just subscribed simply to see celebrity readings, and they don't give a damn about anything else that I talk about. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay. Again, I'm trying to weed out this certain group of people on my channel. They have been on here for the longest time, and this is not the first time that I have addressed this. I've made other videos in the past addressing my aggravation with people keep on pestering me about talking about celebrities. What's so interesting in that though? Like, I know, don't get me wrong, I find it interesting, but I'm not totally consumed. Furthermore, believe it or not, I've had people come to me, pay me to do live readings, private readings on Taylor Swift, on Simi Kadar, on The Weeknd, you name it. These people pay me to read on these celebrities. So I don't know. Anyone that wants to get mad now, I mean, it's just showing your true intentions, because you were always paying for it, especially if you came to me and willingly paid me money to read on them. I think it's cheaper. I think it's a good deal. Again, it's not only celebrity readings that we'll be talking about. It includes other things, guys. Excuse me. It includes other things. So again, you can come howl at the moon with us. Those are full moon live sessions where we talk about whatever you want to. It's up to the audience. You get Ask Bandit. You can ask me questions on live streams. Again, members exclusive, and have your question answered right then and there. Shout outs to channels, shout outs to members. Pin your comment on both pre-recorded videos and live streams. And again, you get the celebrity readings. So yeah, and then also I forgot to mention that you also get exclusive content with my other social media, such as TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes, guys, I'm on Twitter, Bandit3X, but that account will soon be set to, request only. So, but yeah, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. You'll get to see behind the scene action with that. And then, of course, let me just say what will still be free, because I don't want a lot of people freaking out. All of the zodiac readings, those will just stay as they are. Those are not going to be, well, I mean, of course, members are going to get those, but you don't have to pay. Those are not included within the memberships. Those are just for anybody. So those will stay the same. And true crime cases will stay the same. I'm not including those within memberships. I think that's just, I don't know. Y'all want to talk about like tragedy pimping? That's tragedy pimping. That's tragedy pimping right there. Someone commented in the chat. Whoop whoop, I'll find you. Oh, thank you, Voices Behind the Wall. Good evening. But yeah, guys, that's what you get in the members exclusive. And I don't want to come on here and constantly rant about, this is probably going to be my last. I'm putting the nail in the coffin tonight with these fuckers because they really piss me off. Like, I've had people come in my live chat asking me to do celebrity readings in the middle of me talking about other things. It's rude, it's unacceptable, and these people aren't even subscribed to my channel. You don't support my content. Why are you even here? Again, it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with, one, support for the channel, supporting me as a creator. For two, it just comes down to respect. I mean, those videos take a lot of time out of me and they take a lot of energy out of me. They're pre-recorded. I don't think that it's different if you just go live stream like what I'm doing right now. This I wouldn't consider to be a content creator strictly. A content creator is someone that, first of all, you have to shoot the video. You have to plan the video out. You have to do the editing. Then you have to upload it to YouTube. All of this process, sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, it takes me a good 5 hours just to upload one video. So yeah, I think I should be compensated, at least if not in a form of money, at least in a form of a like or subscription to this channel. At least. And if I'm a greedy person for saying that, then I will just be a greedy person. If I'm an evil person for saying that, then I guess I'm an evil person. Doesn't make it true. I've gave this content free for long enough. I've had it. My frustration is over with. And this will be the last time that I will be addressing this. So I'm not going to be surprised if I wake up tomorrow morning and if a good 20 subs have dropped off. Because again, I'm trying to weed out certain people here on this channel. It's not everybody. It's not everybody, especially the new people that's been coming on. It's none of y'all. Let me just clarify that. It's none of y'all. It's mainly the people that have been subscribed to me, that's either been watching me, not even subscribed, that's been watching me over the years, that's only requesting me to do celebrity readings. And that's the only thing that they request on. And they expect me to be a two-dimensional figure that only talks about one subject that they want to talk about, and then get mad and frustrated. It's just stupid. Right. Actually, your title and description got me here. I actually love to talk to you about this also. I talk about trafficked women and kids. I honestly never thought about LGBT. Oh yeah, Voices Behind the Wall, yeah. We were just discussing that. Actually, I don't know if you just tuned in, but we were talking about Grindr. It's ugly. I agree. YouTube makes money off of us anyways. So we deserve and would be stupid not to take 45% YouTube offers us. I agree. Yeah. And I don't think I'm wrong for that. But I know people's going to be unhappy, but oh well, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, not every single video is going to be members only exclusive, but I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. So, and I also want to make a cheaper tier because the one right now is $4.99, and I want to make a cheaper one. So I'm still working on that. But yeah, I've been working on my memberships for the past 3 months. I've been kind of keeping it low key, but anyways, I hope everyone is doing great tonight. What's everyone up to tonight on this Wednesday evening? Oh, guys. Okay, so I'm also gonna touch on this too. And I'm not gonna be talking much about it because out of respect for the family and Jose himself. So I did a video earlier today where I was talking about LGBT pup play, and I mentioned briefly Jose. I'm not going to be making any content on Summer Wells for the next 3 days out of respect for Jose. And I'm going to tell you why. Initially, whenever he came out, I did not want to speak on him. Something was telling me, spirit was telling me, my intuition was telling me, just don't do it, Isaac. Please don't do it. So I followed that intuition, and now I'm glad I did because I had a lot of opinions on Mr. Jose, God rest his soul. I don't think of him as a negative person, but at the time I was about to come out and say my opinion. All I have to say is I want to give at least a minute of silence out of respect for Jose Roman. And I would also like to give a minute of silence for the victims of the Texas massacre shooting. So I'm going to be pausing, not pausing, but muting my mic, and I will be right back. So, yeah, I'm not going to be making any content on the Summer Wells case in the next 3 days. Yeah, voices behind the wall, it's not even about people having their opinion. It's more about, like, over here on my channel, I can't speak for other YouTubers, but I want everyone to have their own voice because I know what it feels like feeling inadequate, making like people making you feel like that you're dismissed and inadequate and your opinion doesn't matter. I want everyone's voice to be heard over here, but it's just too early in the situation and I felt bad. That's why I went back and I changed the thumbnail and the titling to that video because I thought it was crude. But I literally just found that information out right before I got on live stream. So I was taken away. Um, and my mind went somewhere. So I'm not going to, I'll keep my opinions to myself. I'm exactly where you are. And maybe at a later date, I'll come out and say it. But as of right now, I just think it's too early. I respect you. You respect. Oh, yes. Much love and positive energy to Texas, to everyone that's been affected by that tragedy. God bless and prayers. Smudge. Amen. Yes. That's just heartbreaking. We haven't seen anything like that since 2012 with Sandy Hook. What's the world coming to? And we have bigger issues. That's what's scary about it with you. With I'm not going to talk about it, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. What's going on overseas? I respect that 100%. Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to stay on for another 10 minutes. Why the hell not? Make it a 2 hour live stream. But after that, I'm going to get off, try to get some rest tonight, settle down. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and discuss this disgusting activity that goes on gay social media apps. Like, okay, just understand, I'm not deterring anybody. If you have not tuned in from the previous, previously in the stream, I'm not deterring anybody from using these apps. If you use them, that's on you. We're all adults here, but I've used them myself in the past, and I've had first-hand experience with what it's like, and I'm a victim. Not a victim, but a survivor. I don't even like that word. Like I said, survivor. That stuff actually happened to me. I was on those apps for a good 4 years, and initially, whenever I downloaded it, I was 17 years old. So, all of the articles that people are reading about minors being on these apps, and there's people younger than 17 on these apps. I started meeting these men in their 30s whenever I was 17. And God, like, oh my God, I am so lucky that nothing actually bad happened. I had a few close calls, but I didn't know that that stuff happened. And it's not only what you said, listen, voices behind the wall. It's not only other apps, it's LGBT too. You know, it's scary to think about because there's people on here that deliberately search out people to re-victimize, and they're predators straight up. I love to invite you on to talk about this and bring more awareness to that. I feel silly. I worry about women and kids. I never thought about that. Thank you for talking about it. Yeah, it doesn't get talked about enough. And I think one of the reasons why it doesn't get talked about enough, Grinder, I th- Grinder is already associated with a subculture of LGBT, so it's already condensed. It doesn't get talked about as much as Facebook per se, making a comparison. Because we all know the trash that goes on Facebook. But yeah, it just doesn't get talked about enough. I'm not well liked though, so I get if you don't. I'm too real and blunt, lol, but you are always welcome. Yeah, well, I'm surprised if you haven't listened to me, I'm basically the same way. Yeah, we'll have to plan something. Voices behind the wall. You can always email me below. My email's below. Cerathic, Uranus, Uranus, Cerathic Pathways at yahoo.com. That's where and also if you have a missing persons case that if you don't think is getting enough attention, and that goes for anybody that's listening on replay or right now. And if you think it's not getting enough attention, you can always email me and we can feature it here on my channel. I'm going to have Crystal Sorry, not Crystal Sorry, but someone that is in connection to the Harmony Montgomery case and advocate for finding her, come up on my channel Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and share what he know or share what she knows. So I invite you to watch that. But yeah, just email me. We have been following another case here, and I guess I'm going to end this live stream off on this note. This is one that I just began research on. It's of a young father. Been diving deep into this case. So Chance Englebert, missing from Gering, Nebraska. Chance Englebert from Moorcraft, Wyoming, was visiting relatives on the 700 block of O Street in Gering, Nebraska over the 4th of July weekend. Um, he was accompanied by his wife and 3-month-old son. According to his family, Chance had spent the afternoon in Bayard, Nebraska, golfing with his father-in-law and brother-in-law. It is said that they played at Chimney Rock Golf Course from 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. with his wife Bailey. She wasn't with them at the time, allegedly, according to what she was saying at least. His wife Bailey stated that they had driven down to pick him up and together they returned to a relative's home in Gering. After they returned to Gering, it is stated that there was a family quarrel and that Chance walked away from that residence at approximately 7:30 p.m. on July 6th of 2019. Statements to the press indicate that the family had repeatedly called his phone, but to no avail. Chance has not been heard of or seen of since. So, yeah, this is the website, guys. If you want to visit it and learn more about it, there is currently a $17,000 reward for anybody that has information leading to the perpetrators that could be responsible for Chance's disappearance here or the whereabouts of Chance Englebert. If you want to go to his Facebook page or share on Facebook, oh well, I just like dox myself, but I'm not even on that Facebook. Guys, I don't really even use Facebook no more. I don't like Facebook. Anyways, you can also share this on Twitter if you choose to do that. But yeah, here's the numbers. You can submit an anonymous tip at 724-466-4673. You can also dial 307-797-0363 or Gering PD at 308-436-5088. There's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. For anybody that wants more pictures of what Chance Englebert looks like, here's some more pictures. Again, why would he leave his 3 or 4-month-old son behind if he went to start a new life? If Chance was described as being a rodeo rider, okay, and he was also into welding and diesel mechanics, he was raised on a ranch. Why would he succumb to an elements and purposely fall in a river? Like, if you look at the river on this map in Gering, Nebraska, it's not like it goes through the middle of town. You would actually have to, take effort into succumbing to it. So I don't believe that theory. And guys, I've already tuned in for the ones of you that just go and watch my live stream last night because I did a psychic reading, not last night, but a couple nights before, where I tuned in with Chance's energy. And it's so weird. And I've watched other readers cover this case. They were saying the same thing that I experienced. As soon as I was connecting with Chance, I don't know him. This is a complete stranger to me. But this overwhelming sense of sorrow just hit me like a ton of bricks to the point where I was crying. And I was like, okay, so I know this is not me. This only happens when I suspect, as a psychic, alleged that a person has met their demise by unfair manners. That only happens to me when souls have had things that they want to speak on that they never did have a chance to say, or you know they want justice, and Chance deserves justice whether he's found dead or alive. The family needs answers so they can get closure. So again, if you want to know more about that case, visit that website. If you want to see my commentary on the case where we dive deeper into it, go check out the live streams from last night. And also do research for yourself. It doesn't have to be my content, but just go out there and do research for yourself. Tell me what you think in the comments below on the replay. And I'm going to be getting off here. So I will catch you guys later on. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Voices Behind the Wall. I'm just now looking at your comment. I'll definitely hit you up. She's local here. I've got tons on this case also. Nice. It's good to hear that another person's been covering it. Allegedly. LOL. I'll check this case out for sure now. Yeah, I would recommend it. Not buying that at all. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not buying it at all. And in my opinion, I think the wife has something to do with it. But anyways, I ran my jaws long enough on here tonight. Guys, once again for the final time. I have memberships officially. So if you are interested in that, go over to my community page, or you can learn more about this in the video. This is going to be really the only video that I'll be showing the community post. I'm going to be continuing to tell you about the perks and what my memberships offer. But again, it's going to be on the community tab if you want to know more about it. $4.99 per month. That includes celebrity readings, interactive psychic readings, uh, full moon live streams. Come howl at the moon. Let's turn into a bunch of werewolves and shit. And then also that includes exclusive access to behind the scenes to social media platforms, as well as member shout outs. Your comment is a priority and it will be seen first. Okay, so go check it out. I invite you guys to become a member. Become a member and support your YouTube creator, your favorite YouTube creator. Have a good rest of your night and go howl at the moon. Namaste.